Good morning, people. How are we? Welcome back to another video. I am gonna do a vlog today because why not? We finally broke weight. I think I said it in the last video that my weight was just not moving, that I've been in a little bit of a recomp. Not that that's a bad thing, that's probably best case scenario because I was kind of not concerned, but I was kind of confused for a little bit as to why my weight wasn't shifting, just with how high my activity level is and how low my calories are. I should have been dropping weight and I could feel that a drop was coming, but it just wasn't shifting on the scale. I didn't change anything and then weighed myself this morning after the weekend and we were 91.25, so that is good. Our starting weight at the very beginning of the cut was like 94.65. I think that's the heaviest that I've been. I was sitting at 92 for like a week and a half and it just was not budging. That's why I was saying I didn't really want to change anything because I knew a weight shift was going to happen. It wasn't happening for like a fucking week straight. But we dropped weight now. Sorry for the way that I look. I am only out of bed. So I'm going to get my 25 minutes of cardio done, have a coffee, and then I'll be back when we're eating the first meal. Meal number one is about to go down. I'm not going to go through what it is because I've already done a full day of eating video. So if you haven't already, go back and watch that. I will link it in the description below. I just want to make a point real quick based off of what I was talking about there. When it comes to being in a weight loss or a fat loss phase, there is going to be periods where the scale mightn't budge for a couple of days. And it is very important you don't let that affect your decision-making process when it comes to what your next steps after that should be. My weight didn't change for a week and a half, and very easily I could have made a very drastic decision of I'm going to up my cardio, I'm going to up my steps, I'm going to drop my food. Where if you have a little bit of patience, sometimes your weight is going to drop. Your body just takes a while. It's very important to go off of what you look visually and how you feel physically rather than what the number on the scale says. For me, although my weight didn't change from 92 for, as I said, a week and a half, I could see physical changes happening. That's why I said I was in a stage of recomposition. My body weight wasn't changing, but my muscle mass compared to my fat was definitely starting to have a change. Like I could see it happening in my shoulders, my chest, my back, etc. So I knew physical changes were happening despite what I said on the scale. When you're weighing yourself, take a weekly average rather than taking it day by day. For instance, on a Monday, I could have weighed 92.25. Tuesday, I could have been 92.5. Thursday, I could have been back down. Friday, I could have been back up. So from a 7-day period, weigh yourself each day and then see what the average of those weights are. And instead of making those drastic changes just to see the number go down, I just waited, I had patience, and then I came in this morning at a new low weight. Ride it out for a little bit, take your weekly average, go off of how you look rather than what the number on the scale says. Your weight will go down. Now, of course, you're going to have stages where your weight is going to plateau and something will need to change, but it doesn't need to happen straight away. I'm in a stage where I shouldn't be digging, I shouldn't be struggling to lose weight. I have a lot of weight to lose. My activity level is high, my calories are low, my weight is going to drop. I just need to have patience. Okay, so I never actually recorded what the plan for today was. I was supposed to talk about when I was eating. Plan of today is push day, so we are on our way up to get the bus now. Might grab another coffee, potentially. So, see you guys in the gym. So, as of recording this, it is the day after the previous clips in the video. And this video was supposed to go up on Tuesday, but the day of recording, I didn't end up going to the gym due to I had a little bit of a setback. I had a little bit of an episode, and it wasn't panic attack level or anxiety attack level or anything like that, but it was the first day in probably the last 2 or 3 months that I just wasn't having a great day. Just in a bit of a rut. I was just in my own head, and those feelings that I explained in previous videos of having that sense of being a failure, not accomplishing things, telling myself that things aren't going to go my way and that I'm just,
yeah, I'm not gonna go on because I don't want to be that guy that every video that I post is gonna be me complaining about life or being fucking sad or whatever. But that is the reason why I started this series in the first place, was to show my journey of the fact that I'm rebuilding myself, not just physically but mentally, and I have been pretty open with my mental health over the last 2 or 3 years. I want to be transparent. I want to talk about the fact that, like, just because I'm rebuilding myself doesn't mean that I'm not going to have episodes. Rebuilding myself doesn't mean that I'm going to be fucking perfect straight off the bat. There are going to be days like yesterday that I get in my own head a little bit, and I just need a fucking minute. That I'm not going to put pressure on myself to go and do something, even though, again, going to the gym probably would have helped with the day that I was having. I just needed a minute. I just needed a day that I'm like, right, do you know what? I need a breather. I need to fucking get out of my own head. And then it does me all the better, because today then I'm fine. I think the reason why I got in my own head is because this is the first summer in the last 2 or 3 years that I'm not working towards something. And I don't mean that in a sense of, like, obviously I'm working towards something with the fact that I'm doing social media and this series as a whole. Like, I'm rebuilding myself. Like, that is something that I'm working towards. But in the level of obviously making the decision to emigrate and then making the decision to move home, they are two pretty big moments, and everything that I was doing leading up to those moments had a tangible end goal. I knew that there was a certain date that was going to be moving, and there was a certain date that was going to be coming home. So everything in between that was leading up to that. With this series and what I'm working towards, I don't have a tangible end goal or an image in my head of what that end goal is going to be. I just felt very stagnant. I felt like, although I've made progress in myself, I just feel like I'm not making enough progress. I feel like I'm not as far on as I want to be, which is stupid because I literally only started a few weeks ago. But for some reason, I just can't give myself the credit of the fact that, like, I am making the effort and I am starting something new. I just feel like I should be way further ahead than where I am. I've always been that type of person. I've talked about it in a video before. I've always been the type of person that I live my life 5 years ahead, that I look at where I want to be in 5 years and then get annoyed that I'm not already there. Yesterday wasn't that. It was just, as I said, I felt very stagnant. I couldn't get out of my own head that, like, this is gonna take time. This isn't something that I can it's not like a prep series that, like, I have 12 weeks or 16 weeks to accomplish this and then there's an end date. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm working towards something that could take a few months or could take a few years. Yeah, I just got in my own head. Yeah, so that's why there was no video Tuesday. I didn't end up going to the gym. But today we're all fucking Gucci and we're going to go and hit a push day. It's going to be absolutely fucking sexy time. So I'm actually ready to go now. I have my meal done. I have my pre-made. I have my second meal made. So I'm on the money today. Now we are going to go to the gym.
And that is a wrap on push day. Not gonna lie, lads, that is probably the best session I've had since coming back. I don't know, everything felt really good. I felt strong. I was connecting with movements well. Incline dumbbell was a little bit shaky. I could feel that myself. It wasn't that my chest was weak. It was just my joints felt unstable. Like my wrist and my elbow didn't feel stacked, and so my arm pack kind of felt off a little bit. But I haven't touched 27.5 kg in a minute. Like, that's good numbers for me, I feel. I am happy with today's session. It went really well. So I'm gonna munch down on my second meal, which is chicken and rice, and I'm gonna go get the bus home. So that's it for today's video. Like, subscribe, follow along for the series, and I'll see you in the next one.